Welcome into the Jeremy Hambley channel. It is just named after me. I hope if you recognize me from other channels that you subscribe to this one, because you're getting 1 to 2 videos a day that are generally a little more spicy. Right now, obviously, things are pretty crazy with Charlie Kirk and stuff like that, but this channel will be for more kind of glasses off, more like, gloves off kind of takes. And there's a couple things that happened yesterday. First of all, Starbucks banning the name Charlie Kirk, which is pretty pathetic and unreasonable. The left having a meltdown about it. But, or saying, why do people care about this? Imagine if Starbucks had banned George Floyd's name or any one of these other people. What would have happened? The left is so dishonest, it's crazy. But also some really bold students took on their school board, and young supporters going to a mural of Charlie Kirk and restoring it after the left has defaced it. So make sure you click like on the video and you subscribe down below to this channel. Definitely would help a ton. Starbucks programmed their printers to not print the name Charlie Kirk. Americans are ordering Charlie Kirk's favorite Starbucks drink in his honor. The Starbucks employee confirms their system has been programmed to ban the name Charlie Kirk. The sticker won't even print. Now, I wouldn't give money to Starbucks. I would go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and order a better coffee. And you're welcome to put Charlie Kirk as your name. Just make sure you put your real address. It showed that, Charlie wasn't necessarily all that petty, because he still patroned Starbucks, and Starbucks employees probably hated him. And but here's the video.
You want 2, honey? 2? Okay. Hi, let me get a grande mint majesty with 2 honeys.
I'm assuming that's Charlie Kirk's favorite drink. I don't know what that is. A tea or something like that.
Let me ring you up over here, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. What else today?
Oh, that's it.
Perfect. What was the name for the order? Or after you need to make?
The name is Charlie Kirk.
We can't do political names, but it didn't even ask for a name to begin with, so it's going to be $3.75, okay?
Oh, but can you write the name on the cup?
The sticker won't print.
Oh, you can't write on it?
I could, but I could write Charlie
Why can't you write the whole name?
because it's political.
Political?
Yes, yeah. Let me start your tea for you, okay?
Now, I have 2 thoughts here. One, it's one thing to ban it from the computer. I think that's cringe, because they would never have banned Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry, George Floyd or Barack Obama or anything like that. I guarantee you I could order coffee that said George Floyd on it. Guarantee it. The other thing is, I wouldn't harass the employee and for not writing it on there. For all you know, the employee, I'm not saying this woman is harassing her. I'm saying I just don't blame the employee. The employee is, you can't force them to write that name on there. The fact that the computer won't print it, I think that's a little weird. Again, she should have said her name was Kamala Harris and see how fast the label would print. I'm sure that would be the case. Of course, the left says, this is just weird. Just get your Starbucks and leave. There's no need for them to write Charlie Kirk on your cup. Right, there isn't a need to, but if you want to, again, the left is acting like they didn't do the same crap for St. Floyd. Watching MAGA become insufferable cancel trolls is disheartening. Well, the rules have changed. We were against cancel culture when that's all it was, but when you started taking people's lives, when cancel culture became kill culture, well, the rules changed. Imagine if they had refused to print George Floyd's name on a cup to honor him less than a week after his death. Just opened the Turning Point coffee shop with his tea at the top of the menu. Well, yeah. Maybe I should have his tea. Maybe I should figure out how to make his tea. I know where Starbucks gets their tea. I could probably offer it. Now, I call it Coffee Brand Coffee to stay apolitical. But I can tell you, we'll take all your orders in Charlie Kirk's name that you want. And we'll print it right on the label for you. Happy to do it. Happy to do it. Especially if you're looking for a new place after Starbucks. Starbucks literally programmed their system to ban the name Charlie Kirk. Not a curse word, not hate speech, just his name. Again, here it says, don't let them tell you it's political. Starbucks reverses its stance and will now let baristas wear Black Lives Matter apparel. They let them wear pride flags. They let them wear Black Lives Matter. They let them do all this crap. So again, don't let the left act like, this is something new and that they think it's cringe, because they were doing this for their heroes. Only their heroes were fentanyl addicts. Now, by the way, I don't think you should go to Starbucks, give them your money, and just write his name on the cup. Go somewhere else. Like coffee.com, my coffee company, where we have maybe 100 different options of coffee that you can get, and you can order it however you want. Also, huge ups to these brave students. Now, I can't play the video because it has music in it, and I don't want it to get copyright struck. But a few kids, 3 kids, went to their school board meeting and stood up for what was right, because one of their teachers had disparaged Charlie Kirk, and they wrote, "Decided to come give our perspective on the subject, considering it's our teacher, one of the people that will guide our future. No matter what anyone says to me, I will never stand for violence, especially a man who was publicly murdered in front of his wife, one of his children, thousands of students, and other bystanders. Charlie was not a racist, did not hurt anyone, and he did not take anyone's life. Therefore, this was an unjustified cause of death that should never be celebrated. If you ask me, Charlie's children do not deserve to grow up without their father. Charlie's wife did not deserve to lose her husband. Charlie did not deserve to lose his life because of a different opinion. But this teacher deserves to lose his job." That's what he wrote. These look like maybe middle schoolers. Civilians, people, great country. This is great. And at the end, by the way, it's crazy. Like, these school board people sit here stone-faced as students come up and stand up for Charlie.
"We believe this world needs God, because something as cruel as this should never be celebrated.
God bless Charlie Kirk and the rest in peace," he said at the end, Mr. Kirk. And not a single person in that school board clapped, except this woman in the back who might just be a secretary or stenographer. Not one member of that school board clapped for these brave students. Not a single one. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. Our schools are filled with this rot. Our schools are overflowing with this level of rot. They are filled with people that would laugh at your grave. And everyone in this school is sitting arms crossed, confrontational. For what? For standing up against the taking of a life? That's what these school board members are sitting cross-armed for. Only one person clapped again, and this woman in the back who does appear to be sitting at her own table, who appears to be probably a secretary. Not a member of this table gave these kids an applause for their brave moment here. Not one of them. But to focus on the positive, young people restore Charlie Kirk's memorial mural with Bible verses after vandals defaced the tribute.
Disrespectful, and so my goal when I came out was to, at bare minimum, cover it and leave a blank canvas for hopefully less vulgar things.
We came out again today because there was a whole bunch of people who defaced the mural overnight, not even within 24 hours of Charlie Kirk, everybody out here. So we just wanted to come out here and kind of show our support and make sure that the mural looks nice and pretty, and we just want to put some positive, encouraging messages on there for Charlie Kirk.
Nice.
It's not okay to say that about anybody, no matter what side you're on. Especially with the drawings and the choice words put on there. People come by here, probably thousands of people with their kids. You have 5-year-old little kids seeing that kind of stuff,
Based.
I think Charlie spoke for very many. So like myself, I'm 25 years old. I'm blue collar. I'm just kind of a working guy, didn't go to college. I went to a trade school.
Good.
So he kind of, not only did he preach, but he also kind of embodied everything that the average person, was there for. It's work hard, do your best, and try to get as far as you can. Charlie Kirk, his main thing was speech, open speech. He welcomed anyone who disagreed with him.
Great kids.
And, you know, a lot of the people who are cheering on his death and everything like to paint him as a fascist.
It's just the left's propaganda. It's just the left's, you know, nonsense that, you know, they want to say stuff enough times. They think if they say it enough times, it will make it true. And quite frankly, for a percentage of the population, that is true. That actually is true. But in this particular case, it's not true. And what I'm really happy to see is a lot of young people. It's funny because I like look at these people. I'm like, we're the same age. But I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm 42. I'm an old guy now. These people are young people. They're coming out. They're standing up for him. They're standing up for his cause. And I support that. I support that. And it warms my heart. It's a great white pill. And to Starbucks, you know, coffeebrandcoffee.com. Promo code The Quartering, I think, still works. But this is my coffee company. So go ahead and order and try the Kirk's name if you want. Won't bother me none. I'll still fill your order. Talk to you again real soon.